Greetings and welcome. Thank you so much for joining us with our session today on collaborative personnel preparation in intensive interventions. My name is Mary Little, and my co-presenters include some of our colleagues from the University of Central Florida.
Greetings as well. My name is Oliver Edwards. I am a professor of school psychology at UCF and also chair of the Department of Counselor Education and School Psychology. And I'm happy and pleased, delighted to collaborate with my two colleagues here at UCF.
Hi, I'm Dina Slanda, and I'm faculty in the Exceptional Student Education Department at the University of Central Florida, and I am excited to be here today.
We are thrilled to have received an OSEP personnel preparation project and be able to share some of our work in the next 30 minutes with you, as well as address some of your questions at the end of our session. Ultimately, we want to talk about our project itself, the components for this graduate personnel preparation program that addresses the advanced competencies from the Council for Exceptional Children, as well as the National Association of School Psychologists. Share a little bit with you about some of the research and development of this innovative program that collaboratively prepares our special education teachers and school psychologists to work collaboratively to address the needs of students with high intensity needs. And as we mentioned towards the end, we want to share some of our results and some of our programming so that you too can enhance and develop programs within your colleges and universities at your own sites. Ultimately, these collaborative programs or the personnel preparation programs innovatively take a look at integrated service delivery. There's a significant need for this integrated service delivery model because of the needed collaboration across all of our disciplines. Specifically, our program specifically looks at the integration of special and learning of special education teachers with school psychologists. We have found that there are so many skills for both professions, but then how to synergize these skills and knowledge to not work in the silos, but more importantly, have the opportunities for interdisciplinary collaboration to provide more direct and indirect services and interventions to our students. Ultimately, this interdisciplinary preparation will serve to improve the outcomes for millions of students who require more intensive supports in the social emotional areas, academically, and behavioral interventions, all contextualized within a multi-tiered system of supports. Specifically at UCF, our programs are taking a look at addressing the research that talks about we need to restructure some of our programs. Mary Burnell and colleagues have done a lot of research and provided some guidance for us about how to restructure our programs for special education teachers and school psychologists. This interdisciplinary preparation will effectively expand, as I mentioned, and synergizes the knowledge, skills, and application of the knowledge and skills within our schools, within the MTSS system, as I had mentioned earlier. This collaboration among all the key stakeholders, not only of these two areas, special education teachers and school psychologists, but also the broader scope within our school classrooms and schools to address both the delivery and evaluation of special education services for all of our children who with and without disabilities within the MTSS structure. And so this intentional integration beginning as their initial preparation will lead to expanded collaboration within the classrooms, within the schools, and within the school systems. Professional can better serve their students. You will see that this collaboration is a focus for both the professional development, personnel preparation programming, as well as evaluation, as Dr. Slanda will be chatting about that and sharing some of our results later in our presentation. This really enhances the shift in the laws and policies. Ultimately, it's to take a look at collaboratively improving student outcomes in inclusive settings, as well as focusing more on prevention and early intervention so that we are not wait to fail, as we've seen in the literature for years, that ultimately we're learning together, we are synergizing together and looking at evidence-based, high leverage practices for instruction and intervention, while also infusing culture responsive teaching practices, and ultimately using data-based decision-making and the best of what we know from research for the tools and resources from many of our nationally vetted centers to address the shifts in policy and laws to meet the needs of students with disabilities.
As you note on your slide in front of you, this is Project Bridges 2.0. If there is a 2.0, there was a 1.0. The goal of 2.0 is to expand the collaboration between our two disciplines and frankly, other disciplines within the school setting. So this is a federally funded project by the Office of Special Education Programs. We teach our students to learn diagnostic assessment, intervention, and targeted intervention in the areas of reading, math, and particularly behavior with respect to social emotional functioning. They develop knowledge base, skills, competencies to work with students who may have high intensity needs and to improve the outcomes for these students in the K through 12 setting. Now, the major project goals are to recruit, prepare, and retain our scholars. UCF is located in the center of the state of Florida, and we recruit across the state high-quality graduate students in special education or exceptional student education and school psychologists. These disciplines are somewhat of a critical shortage within our state and across the nation. And we provide funding for these scholars to learn the CEC advanced standards and NASP standards so that they can engage with students in the K through 12 setting to improve their outcomes. There is a mentorship component of this project where the scholars mentor each other and they receive mentoring from the 3 faculty members who support the project as well. Next slide. So this is a model for professional learning. It is collaborative between the 2 disciplines and other disciplines in the school setting. I focus on the school psychology component of this process, recruiting the school psychology students, but in terms of the training, they are trained collaboratively. Dr. Little, if you'd mentioned the special education component.
The teacher leaders, these are teachers that they're currently certified and have experience as special education teachers. So the goal is to collaboratively develop their knowledge and skills with the most current researched practices and materials, as well as then collaboratively work with the school psychologists as they are completing the collaborative intervention specialist. It's a graduate certificate at UCF that was co-constructed by us in response to this grant opportunity.
So there are multiple courses that are part of the Collaborative Intervention Specialist Graduate Certificate. There are 2 Ex-Ed courses and 2 school psychology courses. All of the scholars in the project take these courses together. This is a partnership between the 2 disciplines. Again, focusing on the bottom 2, the SPS courses, building and improving relationships and emotional intelligence. This essentially is a social emotional learning course and allows the 2 disciplines to have a similar conceptual framework with respect to providing support to students to improve their outcomes in that K through 12 setting. And database decision making is critical to our disciplines in schools. And so again, the scholars take the courses together to learn how to use data to make decisions to improve student outcomes.
that one of the other courses that they take is an instructional and intervention strategies course, 6061. They take that collaboratively as well, with such great development of the high leverage practices and the latest research and resources from some of our nationally vetted centers. This really is an opportunity for all of our scholars, whether in special education or school psychology, to work together to learn not only about the latest resources, but then you can see that they also complete performance tasks. And we'll talk a little bit more about that in the next couple of slides. So that's another one of the courses related to instruction and intervention. The last class as part of this, Dina, is about the 6218.
Yeah, so in 6218 is a diagnostic assessment and intervention planning course where we focus very specifically on the multi-tier system of supports, relying very heavily on resources from nationally vetted sites such as the Cedar Center, the National Center on Intensive Interventions, IRIS modules from the IRIS Center. And we really give our scholars an understanding as to how they work within the multi-tier system of supports to support students with high intensity needs. And as Dr. Little just said, you know, those two courses, 6061 and 6218, are very unique in that they have those collaborative performance tasks embedded within them to ensure that students are not just learning the knowledge that they need to gain, but then are able to apply those skills more heavily within the school systems.
As we know, professional learning is not an event, but it's a continued process. And so to the structure of our grant and the continued learning, one of the outcomes is that we're developing with our school district partners model demonstration sites, because all of this latest and vetted resources, we encourage from the very beginning our scholars to work then within each of their school contexts, their classroom contexts, and their districts. And so one of the vehicles then is the model demonstration sites that will connect and address the research to practice gap, that will provide exemplars that it's not that this can work in my school and in my district. So we have actual results and the evidence-based practices, the high leverage practices from the courses actually being used within various schools and classrooms. So various examples and model various opportunities in various contexts, but also provides the opportunity to sustain and build capacity within each of the individual schools and individual districts. We are so fortunate to have great, our advisory committee has representatives from each of our Central Florida school districts that are part of the development, not only of the model demonstration sites, but also the school and clinic experiences. It's critical that we make connections to the real context so that it's not research that's out there, but it is collaborative performance tasks that meet the standards. As Dr. Edwards and I have shared, we know what those advanced standards are, but more importantly, to be able to use them and collaboratively complete these performance tasks while they're working within their schools and within their districts. And so that's where the input from our advisory committee members are so critically important. In fact, many of the performance tasks and culminating assignments, if you will, or culminating tasks, we receive much feedback from our colleagues in the school psychologists, teachers, instructional coaches, to assist us with policies that are Florida specific, that are school district specific, so that the connection between research to practice is connected very clearly for our scholars. So who are these scholars, you might ask?
So our scholars currently that we have working through our system or through our program, we have scholars in our exceptional student education exceptional student education students that are working towards their master's degree. 87% of them are working in exceptional student education right now, special education. 60% of them are working in Title I schools, and 33% of them are from underrepresented groups. We have about 35 scholars that are currently in our schools. that are in our M.Ed program. And we have school psychology students who are taking our third cohort that will be starting this fall. 50% of our school psychology students that are currently funded by our project are teachers already, which gives them a very unique perspective. 19% of them are working in Title I schools, and 19% are also from underrepresented groups. One of the things that we want to share with you are the outcomes of collaborative preparation for our first cohort of scholars who are now coming through. They have just finished their second year in the program. And it's been a very unique experience for them as they go through the interdisciplinary project. So they do take those 4 courses that we had described to you previously. They take those 4 courses together throughout that first year and a half. They have expressed to us that they have improved capacity to collaborate, to enhance opportunities, not only for students with high intensity needs, but it's also improved their capacity to collaborate with stakeholders. So as you can see from the data presented here, that they've had considerable enhancement to their skill set. They've seen maximum and moderate enhancement to their skill set as well. The courses that they have participated in have also improved their ability to collaborate for students with high intensity needs. And one of the things that has really enabled them to become better collaborators has been the cohort experience. The cohort experience has extended their professional learning community. They not only have their own cohort within their M.Ed program or within their Ed.s program, but they also have each other as an extended professional learning community, which has been really unique for them. So a lot of them continue to have those relationships, and they rely on each other, not just in the courses that they take collaboratively, but they've also seen that they rely on each other outside of that and reach out to each other in other opportunities to continue that collaboration, to ask each other about different things professionally and personally. We've also asked our scholars to report to us about their improved capacity, of course, in collaboration with others, to demonstrate their skills to use assessment and data collection methods to implement and evaluate services that support students with high intensity needs. And they've said that they have reached maximum, or they've reported maximum ability to collaborate with others, to use their assessment and data collection methods. They've also the program has improved their capacity to collaborate and communicate with others as far as during the design, implementation, and evaluation of services and programs. As Dr. Little had previously described, our scholars participate in performance tasks, which are unique to our program. These performance tasks have improved their collaboration skills to enhance opportunities for learners with high intensity needs. These performance tasks, as you can see, have had a considerable impact on their learning. Not only have the performance tasks improved their ability to collaborate, but so have all of the resources that we've provided to them. And again, those resources have come from our nationally vetted sites, such as the National Center on Intensive Interventions, the Cedar Center, IRIS, and multiple other Florida-based centers as well, such as the PSRTI or from our Florida Department of Education as well. Dr. Little?
We are honored that you are learning with us this afternoon. And so thank you so much for attending our session. You can reach any of us, and we look forward to you connecting with us, bridges@ucf.edu, because we would love to have follow-up conversations either here at our virtual conference or after we get back to our way of work. And so thank you for your time, all of your initiatives moving forward. We're honored that you are learning with us.